Once again, the good folk at Lucid Eye Publications have approached me to review their work for their role-playing game of Immortal Beings of the Land of Eas, a game influenced by the poem Erlkönig by von Goethe, that encourages reflection on what it means to be fey and without death, save that death that is brought to oneself rather than occurring naturally. For more on this game, please check out Lucid Eye's website and my own review of the game itself. Links in the description. In this short series of videos, I shall be exploring further books from the Elfking line. Spirits in the Machine is Lucid Eye's third adventure module for their Elfking game. It runs at 57 pages, including the cover, and omits the game quick reference sheets for the first two modules provide, meaning the whole thing is pertinent to the adventure and a mix of adventure and general Elfking play. With this adventure, I think Lucid Eye are beginning to hit their stride when it comes to creating adventure material for their game, rather than material that can be easily slotted into any game. While Spirits in the Machine could certainly be used with other rules, we're now at a point where the Elfking rules, certainly the setting, are the best to use with it. From the beginning, the reasoning why the characters would undertake the adventure's quest, to the nature of the quest and its location, the base nature of the game is invoked. However, it does go off the beaten track a bit with the introduction of science fiction elements. But is this a problem? By no means. In fact, it serves to enhance the experience of the dark, fantastical and weird. Ever since one Karl Truhertz turned up in the Swords of Lankhmar, I have found the heady mix of science and fantasy intriguing, and something that opens up a vast number of possibilities for any game. This was true back in the 1970s with Expedition to the Barrier Peaks, and it is true today with Spirits in the Machine, although do not think that the latter is simply an Elfking-esque reimagining of the former, for it is not. Spirits in the Machine sends the characters on a quest into the Underlands, an otherworld that could be mistaken for a reimagining of Dungeons & Dragons Underdark on cursory glance. However, it is presented as an entirely different realm, not simply accessible by heading down a particularly steeply sloped dungeon corridor, but requiring specific effort to reach. Much of the adventure deals with the Underlands and what the characters find there on the way to their ultimate goal. These form various encounters of varied nature, that if described well can enhance the weirdness of the Underlands from an Immortal of Eas's perspective. As the goal is approached, that weirdness can be further amplified, and certainly, when the finale is reached, complete with the appropriate Elfkin-esque twist, the player characters may well be fighting against their own sensibilities of what they know to be true, as well as the situation around them. Of the three adventures up to this point, I believe Spirits in the Machine to be the best offering so far. While Rue of the Rose Tower and Lair of the Crimson God carry more in the way of usability beyond the Elfking game, this is largely due to their non-specific natures. Spirits in the Machine can certainly be used with other games, but it fits better with its parent game, even if its base nature jars with the core setting. In fact, it is at least partially because of that jar that the adventure works so well, for me. Within Eas, the Fae are presented as beset by mortals, trolls and others. There is already a setup of that which is us in conflict with that which is other. Within this adventure, that aspect is sublimely brought to the fore.